Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers! It's time for another Die Hard on a Blank, the greatest podcast in the world, according to me.
I'd beg to differ. I think there's a lot of better podcasts than us.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're doing our best.
That's for sure.
Sometimes.
We're definitely doing our best.
Yeah. We could probably do better, though. I mean, it's, yeah.
I can watch the movies in, like, normal speed.
Yeah, we can watch the movies in normal speed. We can
pay attention.
At one point, we had, like, 3 or 4 ongoing segments. Those are gone. I haven't really done a good job bringing those back.
The only segment I remember is What Would Ben and Noah Do?
Yeah, we had that, and then we were doing a couple other ones. I was trying to do a thing where we would do segments of Die Hard, but doing, like, different voices and stuff. Like, how would Arnold sound if he was Hans Gruber and shit like that. And,
okay.
Yeah.
I kind of remember that.
But I don't do a ton of impressions. And the impressions that I do are just impressions of other people's impressions. So, like, even my Arnold is Will Sasso's Arnold.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, phoning it in for the 45th episode. I think we're somewhere around 45. We gotta be getting close.
Well, luckily, there's a quick way in which we can find that out. We are on episode 40... Oh, wait. I don't know how many behind that is. The one we just uploaded, is that the most recent one?
That's the most recent one, yeah.
Oh, then we are on episode 43. Really? Condemned 2 was the last movie we did?
Condemned 2 was the last movie we did, yeah. Wait, really? Is 12 Rounds 3 on there?
12 Rounds 3,
yep.
Vendetta. And
Condemned 2, yeah. That was the last one. Condemned 2, which, here's the thing. Condemned 2 really made me realize Randy Orton is a shitty actor. I want him to be a better actor, probably because I like him better as a wrestler. But as an actor, he is a huge piece of shit.
Macho Man Randy Orton?
Fuck. If Savage was alive, Savage was the shit.
If Savage was alive and I said that, would he find me?
Yeah.
Nice.
He would find you and he would get you in. Yeah, no. Savage was the shit. If you need proof, go back and watch the original Spider-Man movie.
Oh, yeah. Bonesaw!
Bonesaw is ready.
I've been rewatching those recently.
Yeah, the first 2 are fucking great. The third one is just awful.
It's a movie.
It's so bad.
Let's just do Spider-Man 3 on here.
Yeah. Which I can guess right now. It's not a Die Hard movie. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there.
I'm going to say that too. Hey, New York. Takes place in New York.
That's true. I'm actually getting ready to go to New York.
New York. Are you? Are you going to dance?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to walk down the street doing finger guns at people.
Oh, no, you should. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, dress all emo and, like,
Just any New York-based musical, you should reenact. Oh, I know. Get, like, a car with heavy speakers, right? And when you're rolling down the street, have all the windows down.
Yeah.
Be blasting the theme from Arthur.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Best
the one
thing
with...
to do. Wait.
Oh.
How does it go?
It's well, you're not talking about the remake with
no,
with the Russian or the British guy with the long hair.
Yeah,
you're talking about the original one with I'm blanking on the man's name. But he's the little guy. He's the little British guy who talked like this all the time and was drunk, and did all that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the guy's name. Ralph Garman does a great impression of him, and I can't remember his name for shit me now. So, but yeah,
you find out the best thing to do when you're alone in New York City. Is that how it goes?
I was actually going to go with Harry Nilsson. I guess The Lord Must Be in New York City.
Oh.
Which is from the soundtrack of a bunch of movies, but also You've Got Mail, which we just recently watched. We're actually watching a bunch of movies that take place in New York. So yeah, so far it's been Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Men in Black, Devil Wears Prada, When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail, and then I think we're trying to think of some other ones, but I don't know. I know there's other ones. There's stuff like Annie Hall and things like that. At the same time, a lot of these, I'm now realizing, aren't very New York centric. Like, it just takes place in New York. Yeah, but it's not like about New York. You've Got Mail was probably one of the first ones we watched where because they talk about New York a lot. They talk about living on the West Side and what that means and different parts of the city they like.
You gotta watch stuff like Punch Drunk Love or World Trade Center,
Okay.
9/11 based movies.
9/11 based movies.
Yeah.
That's something that we're trying to decide is, do we even want to go to the 9/11 memorial thing we're not big 9/11 memorial people.
Like, I'm not a big fan of 9/11 either. There's a lot of...
I don't support it.
I never... From day one, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I'm against it.
I looked up in the sky and I said, I don't like what's going on up here. Yeah. When I was 4.
Like, I don't support this. I don't want this to happen. God damn, you were 4.
This doesn't seem right.
Shit. I was in college. I was at Butte College. I got up that morning and the first plane had hit.
Nice.
And I was like, wow, that's terrible. But as everyone in California does, when something terrible happens on the East Coast, you go about your business. Yeah. Because that's kind of their problem. And then I went to school, and then while I was at school, they ended up canceling school like an hour into it. And then I still had to go to work though.
Yeah.
I worked at Radio Shack in the mall, and this actually was pretty cool. So later on in the day, the second plane is hit. One of the buildings has come down, and then later in the day, the other building came down. But throughout the whole day, we were all just, glued to the news, glued to the TV. And the cool thing about being Radio Shack is I've got a wall of TVs.
Yeah.
And they're all on, well, they were always on one channel, but they're all on CNN, and I'm just sitting there watching. And all the people who work in the mall and the 2 shoppers who were there that day all ended up kind of congregating with me at my shop. And we were all just standing in the front part of it.
Yeah.
Just all watching TV. None of us saying anything because, what the fuck do you say? Mm-hmm. And we were all just kind of like dealing with it. It was nice that we could all come together like that, because honestly, that's not a thing anymore. That's not there is no and then we're all going to come together, strangers, and watch a thing together.
Yeah.
Like, other than being at the movie theater, but even that, you're not supposed to talk to the people next to you. It's not you don't feel like you're there as part of a group. You're just a person who went to a movie.
I'd be upset if somebody talked to me in the movie theater.
Exactly. But in this situation, it really felt like we were all sharing a moment together. We were all sharing this moment of being afraid, being scared, not knowing what the hell was going to happen next. Mm-hmm. So it's, but yeah, it was a weird fucking day. It was a really weird day.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
You could have been in Florida reading a book in front of a bunch of students.
Jeez. Yeah. Found out about that in the days following, and it was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Which I got to say though, I've had this thought several times over the last year. Dear God, I wish we were back there. I would sat in front of kids reading a book during 9/11 over made it legal to fire people for being gay any day of the week.
Yeah,
And here's the thing. That's one of the things he did that people aren't even talking about. Mm-hmm. That's what
kind of goes under the radar.
It goes under the radar because he did so much other shit. It's because he says so much stupid shit out of his mouth, and we all got to talk about that and skip all of his legislative, how the fuck could you dare do that? Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, I did that. And you're like, fuck. My Republican friends are amazed when I tell them that happened. That I was like, no, because people can bitch oh, my life's not better after 8 years of Obama, and it's like, yeah, but is it worse? Yeah. Show me how it's worse. Show me the rights that you used to have that Obama took away. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, guns. No, he didn't take away a single one of your gun rights. In fact, he made it easier to carry guns. Yeah. He passed 3 gun laws, and they were all to make it easier to carry guns. Meanwhile, I have, 10% of the population can raise their hand and say, my life is worse because of 1 year with Trump.
Yeah, but he's white.
Yeah. It's, it's like Trump making it okay to fire me for who I am. Mm-hmm. And it's like, fuck, that is profoundly shitty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about, this is the final movie in the WWE Films kind of journey that we have been on, searching for Die Hard movies within WWE Films, and we're not locked in yet to what we're doing after this. Mm-hmm. Right? It's still up in the air. We've had a couple ideas, a couple thoughts, but
we've been throwing shit around, but nothing's really sticking.
Nothing's really sticking. Yeah.
You know what I feel like coming to the end of this journey? Mm-hmm. Like the end of Lord of the Rings. After they've thrown the ring in the mountain.
Wait, is this the first ending of Lord of the Rings or the 5th ending of Lord of the Rings? Because there was 8 endings.
It's the 3rd.
Okay.
After they throw the ring in the mountain, and Frodo and Sam just collapse and accept their death, and then the eagles come and get them.
We're waiting on the mountain for the eagles. That's
I'm waiting on some eagles right now.
And there's going to be an eagle that's 80s action movies or something like that, and that eagle will take us away from this. and we'll be able to go watch Cobra and shit like that. So yeah,
we're only watching action movies that start with a C.
There
Cobra, Commando, Conan.
All from the 80s. Wow, that's astonishing. Okay, so we watched The Marine 5.
Congo.
Congo was fucking great. I like Congo. A lot of people shit on Congo, but I like it.
Really?
It's a fun movie.
Amy want raindrop drink, you know? Why are people shitting on Congo?
Amy want
raindrop drink.
Amy good monkey. Amy good gorilla. God. Yeah. Anyway, we watched The Marine 5. And Battlegrounds. I always drop the second name of these things.
Dun dun.
Yeah. But which I gotta say, I don't know if this is my favorite Marine movie or my second favorite Marine movie.
What?
I think it's got to be my second, behind the first. I think it's got to be my second.
God, this is such low bars.
It's super low bars. But in terms of these cheesy, like quick and easy to make action movies, this is up there. This is one of the, of all the WWE movies, other than the one starring The Rock, which were made by other people and just had WWE films like stamped on them because they use the name The Rock. Which those, of course, are much, much better than all of them.
Yeah, because they're made by
real people who actually know how to make movies. But other than those...
Not like those sisters that directed half of these shitty...
Serious. Well, and then the first Condemned movie, I thought, visually and storytelling-wise, was a lot better. Also, I think... I'm surprised that Stone Cold Steve Austin isn't in more of these movies. Mm-hmm. He's not bad. Yeah. Like I know John Cena's in a bunch of them, and John Cena's not bad, which we're now knowing because John Cena's now in fucking everything.
Yeah.
John Cena's on his way to being the next Rock. It's at this point that's just going to be a thing.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see him as Shazam.
Didn't happen. I really wanted that to happen.
What? Oh, what? They probably got... Oh, yeah, what? They got some fucking pussy like Chuck to do it? I don't think so. Yeah, right. You're fucking with me right now.
God, I hate that. That's so dumb.
I'm excited, though. They started filming.
And now Chuck's going to fight The Rock? Come on. God,
I hope The Rock just pounds him. Just really pounds him.
That would be fun. If they were like, oh, yeah, you thought this movie was... No, I kill him in the first 5 minutes. And you're like, wow, all right, okay. It's an interesting movie. So this is Marine 5, and again, we're treated to Mike, the Miz Mizanin, being the lead role, again as Jake Carter.
Yeah.
Marine.
The former Marine Jake Carter.
Oh, was he a former Marine? He hasn't mentioned that 20 times. So, interestingly, though, most of the Marine movies start with some kind of a thing about the Marines. There's usually a little voiceover, or a little message telling us how they've done well, or they're, you know.
And like, those are the worst. Because they're boring, and I don't give a shit, because I'm here for an action movie.
Yeah.
But then this one gets even worse than that.
Well, but at the same time, it doesn't open with that. It opens with a car accident. And Mike, the Ms. Mizanin, is now an EMT, and he is showing up to help the people who were in the car accident.
I thought it opened with the motorcycle thing. Is that after the car accident?
Oh, maybe maybe the motorcycle thing happens first.
It opened with like a 10-minute sequence where they put a GoPro on every single inch of a motorcycle and then showed it driving on a freeway for for hours while they just filmed different parts of the motorcycle going fast while the credits
You know what? You're absolutely right, and I know that because I'm looking at my notes and it just says motorcycle. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck no. That part was awful.
It says no more Marine tribute shit. Motorcycle. Fuck yeah.
I would have taken the Marine tribute shit. Like it's just like, did you ever want to see a motorcycle moving at high speed from the gas
for a long time?
Yeah. You ever wanted to watch somebody pull the brake and it not do anything? He just pulled the brake like going 70 miles an hour. He didn't just pull it, like he brought it to the thing. Like he pulled it all the way back.
Yeah. No, that was some nonsense. Okay, so it does start out with there's a biker bar. And there's all these guys at the biker bar. It's like a biker gang. Yeah. And it's very much Sons of Anarchy type shit going on.
It's like the opening to Terminator 2.
Yeah.
But a good movie followed the opening to Terminator 2.
Yeah. So we're in the bar. We're seeing all the gangbanger guys. And this is where we get our first peek at 4 of the wrestlers who are in the movie.
I don't know if I'd call bikers gangbangers.
Well, no, but these guys are gangs. It's a motorcycle club.
It's a biker gang.
It's a biker gang.
Yeah, but they're bikers.
You know? Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't call Blood a biker.
This movie features 6 wrestlers. Now, of course, we know Mike Mizanin is one of them, but in the biker gang, there are 4 wrestlers. And this is pretty cool. So Curtis Axel, Heath Slater, Bo Dallas, and Naomi. Now, Naomi was the woman who was the bartender, who then later on gets stabbed and goes with him on the thing. She is married to a cousin of The Rock.
Oh yeah,
she married into that family. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
she got fucked up by the Miz with that defibrillator.
Yes, she did.
That part was cool.
That was fun. Yeah,
that was cool.
So yeah,
terrible actor.
We also have Bo Dallas.
Terrible actor.
Who's I'm
gonna say this a lot.
He really struggled, especially towards the later part of the movie. Now, interestingly enough, on IMDb, he's in with his real name, which is Taylor Rotunda. He is actually I believe a second generation wrestler. Him and his brother are both wrestlers.
Okay.
His brother's doing very, very well in WWE. Actually,
what is his brother's name?
In WWE, his brother's name is Bray Wyatt. Who is the leader of the Wyatt family faction, which is kind of this cool, like, southern swamp, like, creepy bad guy type thing that they brought in.
You mean like the Marine one?
Similar.
Yeah.
No, it's the Bray Wyatt character is pretty cool. But Taylor, his brother, did not get any of that. He got a character called Bo Dallas, and Bo Dallas came in as a squeaky clean. He's supposed to be a squeaky clean good guy, but of course you immediately hate him because he's being the squeaky clean good guy. So he ends up becoming a heel that way.
He's the narc.
Yes.
Yeah.
He ends up playing the narc. In fact, you can see his IMDb picture of himself. See him standing there in his all white trunks, looking thoughtful, smiling big. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. As a wrestler, he's not. I think he actually has more, and this is saying something because of how bad he is in this movie. I think he has more of a future as an actor than he does as a wrestler.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But here's the thing: he's not a big guy. Like in this movie, he's seen as like an equally sized guy to The Miz. But remember, The Miz is not a big guy. In the world of wrestling, these are 2 little guys.
The Miz, watching this movie, The Miz didn't strike me as a wrestler. I was just like, yeah, he's just a normal guy.
Exactly, and that's his problem. That's how he has struggled in the wrestling world. Is that he's fairly little. I mean, he's 5'11". He's in the wrestling world. That is tiny.
Yeah, I know.
You're a little guy. I mean, Bret Hart was considered a little champion, and Bret Hart's 6'1".
Yeah.
So guys that are smaller than 6'3", 6'4" are little guys in the wrestling world. Mm-hmm. He's really struggling with that. But here's the thing: in this movie, both Bo Dallas and The Miz both look like badasses, kind of. I mean, you didn't think they did?
I thought The Miz looked pretty cool.
Especially towards the end where he's got all the machine guns and he's just running around his t-shirt and shit.
I was never, like, intimidated by Bo Dallas. I was just always like, I'm not into it.
Really? I think with the long hair and the way and he has a decent face.
Oh, see, I thought he had, like, a bitch face.
It's a little bit of a bitch face,
I was like, this guy's a bitch. He's not leading the bikers. You know who is leading the bikers? The guy screaming every line.
That's the
guy that should be leading the bikers.
Yeah, so that guy who was not a wrestler, that
guy wasn't a wrestler?
No.
No way.
No.
Oh, man, now he has no excuse.
That is an actual professional actor. This is why at one point, because of that guy, I said, are the wrestlers out acting the actors?
Oh, man, no.
Because that guy was chewing scenery and not well.
Yeah.
The whole movie. And The Miz was a far superior actor to him throughout the whole movie. And even Bo Dallas was better than him for the first half. And then his attitude got weird, and they basically had shouting matches with each other.
Yeah.
And Bo Dallas kept trying to sound even more intimidating and it was like, oh, no. You had a nice even keel in the first like 2 or 3 scenes, and then it just got bad.
No.
So yeah,
is the other guy actually Southern?
No, no. The other guy's name is Sandy Robson. Sandy Robson is from Ontario, Canada.
Oh man.
Now, here's the thing though. Sandy Robson has some stuff on his credits that's pretty freaking great. Including
shit.
Rise of Planet of the Apes and War for Planet of the Apes.
Did he play a monkey or something?
He played a gunner. I believe he played one of the soldiers in the movie.
Oh.
Interesting, though. Looked at the cast for War for Planet of the Apes, And I was looking this up on Wikipedia, and when I did, one of the links to that movie became purple. And I was like, wait, who the fuck have I already looked at? And I had looked at a guy named Ty Olsson, who played a monkey in War for Planet of the Apes, because Ty Olsson has been in not one, but 2 WWE films. He was in Walking Tall with The Rock. He was the town sheriff. And then he was also in, I believe, 12 Rounds 3 Lockdown. I'm checking that right now. And I think he was one of the soldiers in that.
Whoever the Ty Olsson I looked up is not the Ty Olsson you're talking about.
Okay. Well, originally I looked at it because he was in 12 Rounds 3. Thank you. Originally I'm like, Ty Olsson, wasn't that the kid from Home Improvement? But no, that was somebody else.
Okay.
So.
You don't know all the Home Improvement kids' names? Wait, was there a fourth one?
There's Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Zachary Ty Bryan. Zachary Ty
Bryan sounds right.
Zachary Ty something. He was the oldest one.
That was Brad?
That was Brad. And who's the youngest one? The youngest one's like a criminal degenerate now. Like, I think he tried to do porn and then he sold drugs and he went to jail. So
Randy from Home Improvement is getting randy with Ava Adams. I don't know. Is that a porn name?
I don't know. Sounded pretty good though. So yeah. So that was the boss and he was terrible. Now the other wrestler that we meet right off the bat is Deacon. Deacon is played by Curtis Axel. And Deacon is a 3rd generation wrestler. And this is kind of cool because his wrestling name, Curtis Axel, is a mixture of his dad and his grandfather's wrestling names. His dad was Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, who's one of my favorite wrestlers as a kid. And his dad was Larry the Axe Hennig from back in the day. So, Kurt from his dad, Axe from his grandpa, Curtis Axel. His real life name is Joe Hennig, and he went by Curtis Axel in the movie, which is cool because later he gets an axe and goes out and he calls himself the Axe Man.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Was he the guy that got stabbed with the axe in the side?
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was some inside baseball there when he did that. I was like, oh, a lot of people aren't going to recognize how cool that is, that he's now going to kill somebody with an axe and called himself the Axe Man. Yeah. So the other wrestler that we meet is Heath Slater, real name Heath Miller, and he is the guy that you probably thought was the wrestler. So the bad guy has a brother in the biker gang who at the end of the movie is the guy who kills him.
Yes.
Yeah, stabs him in the chest. That was the wrestler.
Wait, those guys weren't related either?
No,
they
looked
not. So similar.
Right? They did look like twins.
That was good. Yeah, for a second, like, one of them was in shadow and the other one was in light. And I was like, are these twins? And
basically, one had a mohawk and one didn't. That was the only real way to tell them apart.
And one wasn't screaming the entire time.
Right? The brother was a better actor. And I was like, what the fuck? How was the wrestler? Yeah, I thought that was nuts. So, anyway. So we meet those wrestlers, and then immediately we go outside and we see 2 gentlemen sitting in a truck. They are nervous, and they're like, we got to do this, man. And then an old man pulls up in a motorcycle. There he is. And they roll up and shoot the shit out of him. And they've got, like, Tech 9s or something, and they just blow him away.
They take so long to roll up.
They really do.
Like, they're, like, behind him, and then they...
Well, that's another thing. They roll up, make a U-turn, and come back around.
Yeah, right?
I was like, what the fuck was that for? That happens twice in this movie that I was like, what the fuck was that for? Because the other one is at the end when Mizanin rolls up in his ambulance and the guys think it's the cops, which he probably should have just stayed out of sight and kept the siren on.
Yeah.
They would have thought it was the cops and they might have left. But no, he rolls up with the ambulance and they don't show this. It just happens magically. But this had to have happened. He pulls up in front of them, then turns around and does a Yui and backs up slightly. And I was like, time out. What the fuck was that about?
Yeah, what the fuck?
And he's doing it to, like, give himself a barrier, because now, in an ambulance, there's, like, 4 layers of metal between him and bullets.
You're pretty safe.
And I don't understand why the bad guys don't know that, because they immediately just unload all their guns like, yeah, we got him. It's like, what the fuck? Of course you didn't!
Yeah.
It's a fucking ambulance! How do you not... yeah. Ugh.
I feel like the windows on the ambulance should have been more secure than they were in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, the bad guy, Bo Dallas, just kind of breaks through it real quick.
Yeah. So, well, and actually, no, the other bad guy, I think Heath Slater is the one who actually jumps into the ambulance, which that was weird. The ambulance is driving away, and he's got his gun, but instead of, like, shooting at them, he jumps in the ambulance and dumps his gun, and goes after them with his bare hands.
I mean, if you hadn't jumped his gun, we would have been commending this move as something that we don't see often in action movies.
Okay, there was a couple... Yeah, no, the bad guys... Which, that's another thing. The sirens start, and you should have been like, oh shit, here comes the cops. Let's shoot the guy that we were about to torture slowly.
Yeah.
And just fucking leave. And instead, they stand there and wait to see what happens.
Yeah. Just whatever.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
You know,
anyway,
something I thought was cool in this movie that I liked?
What's that?
When Miz and the guy from the shooting, like when the bikers first
Cole.
get there, Cole, yeah.
This is Cole.
So
Cole was played by Nathan Mitchell, who looks dope as fuck on his IMDb picture.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Wearing a little smoking jacket, straightening his tie.
Oh, yeah. What a cool guy.
He's not a bad actor. I thought he actually did a pretty good job.
Pretty good. I like
yeah.
him. But when they pull up and Miz is like, did they, how many guys did they know you had? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, did they see the other guy? He's like, no. He's
did
like,
they see your face? Did they know what you look like?
Did they see your face? That's what it was. So he tries to convince them that they already got the guy with just the dead body. That was cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool little twist too.
That's cool until the yelly guy shows up and is just
like, "Hey, we got him. You got one? There was two."
Yeah, he's just like, "I saw both of them."
And initially, I thought, which I had thought this from the beginning of the movie, I was like, "Oh, he's revealing himself as the guy who actually planned the hit," which he was. Anytime there's a hit on the leader of a motorcycle club, immediately look at the vice president of the motorcycle
club. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, he knows there too, because he's the one who booked him, and I thought that was him giving himself away.
Yeah, that was cool. And then he was
like, I saw them on the security tapes, and I was like, time out, you have security tapes? What the fuck?
Also, once you have time to watch the security tapes,
we've been busy. We all left.
Yeah, he pulled out, and we took chase.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So. He yelled every fucking line, and at some point he had a deep Southern accent, and then it just went away. God, fucking annoying. Anyway, so they shoot up the president of the motorcycle club, who was a really, really old man. When he said he was weak, I could believe him. That man looked very, very
I was
old.
like, yeah, he probably was, right?
Yeah, he's probably very, very old. At the least, though, I mean, maybe he should step down from being the boss and just, be a consultant or something like that.
Go retire.
Yeah, take an honor. Well, just hang around the bar, bang bitches, as everyone else is doing, but just maybe don't go and have to shoot people.
Exactly.
That's the perk of being the old president, is that you just get to hang around, give your 2 cents, get free booze and food, and bang girls.
Hey.
Yeah.
Shit, never mind. I thought I had something, and then it just totally
tense moment hanging there for whatever.
Yeah, no, it just
was like, oh wow, and then the longer you're waiting, the more you're like, oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. What's it? And then it's like, oh shit, he has nothing.
yeah, that was bad.
All right. So the guys who shot the boss pull out of the parking lot. Their truck doesn't start immediately. Mm-hmm. Of course it doesn't.
Even though it was still on.
Even though it was still on, yeah. But I did like how they did that just for a second, just to build tension. That they did it in a way that actually works, which is not the truck stopped. Oh, of course the truck. No, just for a second, just to build tension. Yeah, it's like, okay, not a bad move. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna do it just for a second, just to make it a little scary, and then let them go, that actually felt okay. But as they're leaving, they are shot at. Now, normally, in every single movie, if you are in a car and someone shoots at you, unless they are some type of sniper, you're safe.
You're safe, yeah.
Both of them were ducking their heads. They should have been totally fine. Mm-hmm. They both get shot.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck that happened. It doesn't happen in any other movie.
Went through the back.
Yeah, both of them went straight through the metal of the truck into their back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of them dies. The other one pulls into a parking garage at an amusement park?
Yes.
Theme park of some kind? And calls 911.
It is weird, right, that the movie takes place in a theme park, but
90% of it takes place in the parking garage.
They ran out of money quick.
Serious.
They got to the theme park to film, and somebody was like, "Oh, do you guys have permits?" And they were like, "What?"
Serious. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to leave. Is your parking garage open right now? It's like, yeah, it is. Why? No reason. Just gonna go hang out. Yeah. No, I was wondering about that. I also noticed the parking, the amusement park. I definitely knew it was in Canada before I went and checked. Do you know why?
Why?
Because at the end of the movie, Cole is coming out of the Fun Center. Guess how center is spelled?
R-E.
Century.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, fuck, that's Canada. I knew they didn't shoot it in the UK. So yeah, no way in hell are they paying for money to go all the way out to the UK.
What city? Are we given what city it is supposed to take place in?
It's not. It was shot in Vancouver. Because at one point he's living in Washington.
In Vancouver.
Well, no. At one point, Mizanin was, or excuse me, what's the fucking kid's name?
Jake Carter.
Jake Carter. Thank you. Is living in Washington, in roughly the same town The Rock was in Walking Tall. Which is where he is greeted with the same bad guy from The Rock's movie Walking Tall, Neil McDonough, and has to defeat him.
Maybe it's a cinematic universe.
That would be cool. But then that means there's two different people looking just like Neil McDonough running around in that universe.
It's called twins.
Yeah. It's like, we're twins who both have really dreamy blue eyes and blonde hair. Check it out.
Yeah, they're identical. Come on.
Yeah. So then after we see all that go down and the guys are getting away, we then cut to this car wreck and the EMT shows up and Jake Carter is now an EMT.
Yeah.
Which means he's now had 3 careers. So in the first movie, he gets out of the Marines, comes home, and I believe he's trying to get a job as a cop, and then that shit just doesn't go right. In the second movie, he has... Or no. He gets a job as security for something. Second job, he gets a job as private security, and he has to go protect that hacker girl.
Yeah.
And now in the third job, he is now an EMT. This is a little bit of a pain in the ass for me because, his life makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's like, they're like, no, it's the same character. And it's like, oh yeah? And it's like, yeah, but he's an EMT now. And I'm like, time out. I mean, you're not sticking to the rules in any of the other sequels of the, they're anthologies, not sequels. You're changing characters, changing everything. Why do you choose to do that with this? Mm-hmm. Why not just...
What does the Miz have on you?
So, I mean, I don't understand why he has to change jobs. Give him the security job again, and put him in the situation. Just write a loophole to get him in there.
Yeah,
I would be more happy with a loophole story thing that gets him into the situation than I would with the assumption that he changes jobs like every couple of years.
Well, she did reference it.
Yeah, that
she you used to be in
the Marines, and then you were some kind of security guy.
Now you're an EMT.
Now you're an EMT, and I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, why isn't he a fucking cop? And especially now, if you're like the FBI or something, this guy's name has popped up in 3 different high-profile things.
Yeah,
somebody's going to come looking for him.
This is a large body count.
Yeah,
behind him.
Yeah, I mean, well, and at this point, it is a known thing that when shit goes down, he's on it and he's got it, and it's going to be fun. Yeah. So, anyway, so the EMTs show up. There's a car crash. This woman is trapped in her car, and there's bricks about to drop on the car, and he's got to run in there and save her. And he does it with a car jack, I think. He actually puts it under her feet and then jacks up the front of the car so that she can get out. Now that is actually the Mrs. Real Life wife in the car. Mm-hmm. She was a wrestler too. They met while working on wrestling, and they were actually scripted together as part of a storyline, and they ended up falling in love and getting married.
Good for them.
It's a really cute little story.
It's a really nice, pretty little story.
Actually, the gang lady who's also a wrestler is also married to another wrestler.
Oh yeah.
That's how she's related to The Rock. Is that the guy that she's married to
is The Rock?
Is a cousin of The Rock.
Oh, damn.
So The Rock on his mom's side is a member of this giant royal family, the Anois, and the Fatus. And the Fatus and the Anois are part of wrestling royalty. The family, there are currently in the WWF 3 or 4 different members of this family.
Yeah.
At any given time, there are 3 or 4 different members of this family. Yokozuna from back in the day was also a member of this family. He was written as a Japanese guy. He was Samoan.
Yeah. A classic move.
Classic move. Several black guys have been written as being are just Samoan, and it's like The Rock. The Rock for the longest time was like, is he black? Is he Mexican? He is black Samoan.
Mm-hmm. Some called black Samoan.
Yeah.
Blackin.
Yeah. Blamoan.
Some African.
Yeah. Some African.
Yeah. What's The Rock guy? He's some African.
Anyway. So so he pulls his wife out of the thing, and they can't save her. She bleeds out because of the stuff in her legs. I thought it was weird to include her in this tiny little role where she only has a few lines. We almost see her boobs, which I thought was an interesting choice.
He had to compress her chest.
Well, he had to use the paddles. That was why. You can't use the paddles on clothing.
Yeah.
it actually starts a fire.
But do they take the boobs off? The bra off?
No, but they can go under. Like if they take the shirt off, they can go one on top, one below the bra.
Oh yeah, they did do that.
Yeah. So
I just if I'm no offense. Wait, am I wrong? If I'm wearing a bra, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go like above and below," I'm like, "Dude, just take my bra off if it's gonna help me come to life better." Like, anytime in a movie you see somebody,
it's the same. I don't think it's yeah.
It's usually.
I mean, technically, there's enough space they can fit them both right up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like they're using it weird so as not to invade my privacy, and at that point, I'm fine with it.
Gotcha.
Once I'm dead, do whatever you want with me. What am I going to do? Fight you about it? I don't think so.
No, and that's the best part of dead bodies is they do not fight back when you have sex with them. Dead bodies.
Of the many great things about them.
So many great things!
The best part is the fact that they
free storage space. You can just put stuff in there.
Yeah, but like, how often do I have to keep my dick in storage?
Yeah, I'm just saying. But like, your keys.
Yeah.
Books. Anything, yeah. You just put it right in,
you pull
say you're cold on a cold night and it's snowing and you have a large fat friend. You take out your lightsaber, you open them up, you climb inside, you mention how it smells bad on the outside.
Yeah, of course.
And then you're okay for the night. You sleep in there.
And then the police come to your house because of the smell, and there's just like cut open bodies all over the place.
And you go, it was cold, and they go, I thought it smelled bad. On the outside. I love the idea that it's like, oh yeah, no, I killed him for body heat, and it's like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah. No, you can. Oh, body heat? Yeah, we're good. That's not murder.
It's like, oh, okay. I was just thought you were gonna say you were mad at him. No, I wasn't. No, we're cool. He and I are totally cool. He's dead, but yeah.
If I'm like locked in an elevator for a week with someone and they die for natural causes, but I eat them and kind of just desecrate their body in general, no sex stuff. Am I in trouble?
Well, because you don't want to shit where you eat. You don't want to fuck where you eat either. So yeah. I'm
not gonna fuck them. I'm just gonna probably eat them.
Yeah, no.
Maybe sleep inside them.
Yeah.
I'm good?
Yeah, I think you're good.
From the law?
Yeah. No, probably not.
No? What? I'm trapped in the elevator.
I gotta say, I think there would be, at the very least, there would be a stigma. Because you're gonna come out of there and people are gonna be like, oh, that's Noah. He's that cannibal who ate that guy. And they're gonna be like, why isn't he in jail? Well, technicality, the person was already dead, and Noah was in a life or death situation. Mm-hmm. Noah did what he could. He had to do it.
He told me, I remember very clearly his last words. They were, "No, Noah, what are you doing?" I mean, his last words were, "Please eat me if I die."
He sent me a text. It said I could eat him. You can look at the text, and before you ask, yes, I could have gone into his phone and just sent it myself, but I don't know his password. Yeah. So yeah, it's clearly that's legit. That's legally binding. There you go.
A lot of people say, they asked me to say, "How'd he die of how'd he die?" And I said, "Natural causes." And they say, "Why is his neck all bruised like he'd been strangled?" And I said,
he did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doorknob.
Yeah. Fell down the stairs.
Yeah. So it's so interesting thing on this. I actually have less notes on this movie than I do other movies because at several points during this movie, I was just watching the movie. It did a better job of drawing me in than quite a few, like way more than Vendetta or Condemned 2.
12 Rounds 3 was fucking awesome.
12 Rounds 3 was fun. 12 Rounds 3 drew me in too. Now, but yeah.
Here's an idea since you mentioned Vendetta.
Yeah.
We replaced the guy that yelled the whole time with Dean Cain. Boom. Fucking 10 out of 10 movie.
Yeah, that would make it a lot better. I don't think the part's big enough for Dean Cain, though.
No?
No.
I think so?
I also think Dean Cain's not good at playing a bad guy or anyone with intense emotions. Yeah.
Played that rapist, though.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think if you were going to replace anybody as Vincent, I would have liked to have seen probably another wrestler, like Triple H or Big Show or somebody like that. I think would have done a hell of a job.
Just switch the two brothers.
That too.
Have the wrestling brother.
The wrestling brother, who was a better actor, should have just played the other guy and then not yelled the whole time.
And it's like, the other guy got the bigger role because he was a professional actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Bullshit.
So anyway, so now the after they try to rescue the woman and she dies, they end up getting another call to go to a parking garage. When they get there, they realize they can't take their ambulance in because the clearance isn't big enough. So they have to just go in with their regular car, or they have to go in on foot, excuse me. And they have to walk all the way down. It's a 6th-floor parking garage. They have to walk all the way down to the bottom floor, and then they finally find the shooters, one of whom is already dead. The other one is dying from a gunshot wound to the abdomen. And then they start fixing them up, and everything's going fine. Yeah. But then the motorcycle gang, which this is a really big stretch, finds them.
Yeah, right?
I thought that was a really, like, how the fuck did... come on. So the motorcycle guys find them, and they, of course, can ride their bikes in, and it's 3 of them. It's Bo Dallas, it's Curtis Axel, and it is the wrestler Naomi, who is the one who is married to...
The Rock's cousin.
The Rock. Her name is Trinity Fatu. Fatu is her married name. She's married to a guy, I believe, named Joe Fatu. So, yeah. So those 3, and I was a little bummed because I thought Heath Slater, the redhead guy, the brother, I thought he would be in there too.
Was he not there from the beginning?
No, he didn't. We don't see him until the very end, when they do the full rush with Yelling Guy in command. Weird thing too, top billed cast. Miss Mizanin is billed 2nd, and she's in the movie for all of 8 seconds.
Goddamn right she is.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. Also, Heath Miller, or Heath Slater, is billed 3rd. He's in the movie for all of 5 minutes. And really, I mean, this is a bummer because Taylor Rotunda, Bo Dallas, is really the main antagonist of the movie.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And is billed basically last of the featured cast.
Yeah.
Even Brad Kelly, who played Gunner, who dies.
The guy that got killed.
Yeah. in the horror house. He's in there. Somebody else named Xander, who I think is the bald guy at the end, who just gets taken out and no one cares.
There was a bald guy.
There was a bald guy, yeah. The Miz shoots him from the back of the ambulance. And I'm like, that's it? How the fuck does he get listed above? He's listed above Cole. Cole is all the way back here, too.
I like Cole.
And Cole, I believe, if we're looking at this through a Die Hard lens, is the Al of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Zoe.
Initially, I thought it was going to be his EMT partner, but it's not her. She's just another person who dies.
See, initially I thought, this isn't going to be a Die Hard movie. There's too many of them.
Yeah. But no. Bo Dallas sorts that out. Bo Dallas, by the way, a sniper with a fucking pistol.
Yeah.
I saw that. So yeah, okay, we're rushing ahead of ourselves. So the biker guys show up and they try to run away from them, and they're in the stairwell and they're running all around. And
it's like a Scooby-Doo thing.
It's like a little Scooby-Doo thing. And eventually we have a standoff between, because as Mizanin is trying to get around and figure stuff out, he bumps into Naomi, and they have a fight. Now, normally in a movie, if there's a fight between a man and a woman, the woman is made to look weak. I think she looked pretty bad fucking ass in this movie. And they have a good... Here's another thing that I liked about this. Much more than Condemned 2. Fight scenes actually looked fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Having wrestlers do your fight scene work is a good idea. These are people who fight fake for a living every day. So... Man,
if I could remember Condemned 2, I'd have a lot more info. But yeah, there's good fights in this.
There's boring ass... Everything
honestly, for most of these movies, it's a lot of boring fights. So whenever there's good fights, I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
I think like Marine 3 might have had good fights.
No. Not really. Marine 2 didn't have any good fights. Marine 2 actually. No, Marine 2, I take that back, had a badass fight. After he burned the guy's face in the laundry room, they went to the other room and had an amazing fight against the 2 guys at once. And the guys were doing all the jumping and kicking and all that. That was actually a pretty great fucking fight. It was shot really poorly, but it was still a good fight. This one, the fights were shot well. They looked good. And everybody does a good job because, again, these guys are paid to throw punches and also take them and make it look somewhat real.
Yeah.
I think they did a hell of a fucking job. So then he takes out her with her own knife. Does that thing where she goes to stab him. He grabs the arm and then bends it and twists it right back into her.
Yeah.
So she stabs herself, basically.
It's an awesome
move.
See it a lot.
So from there he gets a knife. And then I think... Oh, she had a pistol. So now he has a pistol.
She had like a revolver, right?
A revolver, yeah. Which I counted the bullets. They actually did a correct...
Nice.
They actually made it kind of a plot point, too. Where at one point he counts it and realizes... Because he fires 5 shots.
Yeah.
and realizes, oh shit, I only have one bullet left. And I think he ends up wasting that bullet. Nice. Because then later on, so all this happens, and then they kidnap. So Bo Dallas and his buddy Curtis Axel kidnap the girl. So while he was off killing their girl, they've kidnapped his girl. Mm-hmm. He gets back to Cole, the victim, and Cole's like, "Oh, they took your girl." He's like, "Oh man!" So he arranges a meeting, and they're going to trade off, and he's going to give the girl back. But this is when he figures out, wait, he's only asking for one guy. Yeah. So he goes down and grabs the dead guy that the bad guys haven't found yet, dresses it up to look like he's been working on him, turns out all the lights all the way around him, so that he can hide, and then gives over the guy. And then they give over the girl. But then on the way out, Bo Dallas turns, and with amazing... And here's the other thing. That gun he's using is a fully automatic gun.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's the only time in the movie that he fires a single shot. So as they're leaving, he's a good, I want to say, 100, 150 feet away. Yeah. He just turns and casually fires a shot in their direction, and it happens to go right smack between her eyes, dead center in the forehead, and she's dead.
Kills her good.
It was amazing. I wrote down, holy fuck, sniper with a pistol. And I kept waiting for that to come back. Like, oh, and then they're going to mention how good of a shot he is later. Yeah. Nope, never discussed again. Mm-hmm. He misses everything for the rest of the movie. Can't hit a damn thing.
It's like the opposite of what they did in Spectre.
Yeah. How did he turn on... Oh, this is something else that I'm wondering. So from there, the bad guy's like, well, we couldn't get him. Oh, no. Then he fights Curtis Axel. And Curtis Axel sneaks up behind him. He's hiding behind a van that's in the parking garage. Yeah. Sneaks up behind him, and this is where he burns his last bullet. Mizanin sees him come up on the rear window, side window, jumps, and in midair turns and fires a shot at him and misses. Nice. And then they have a runaway, and then they have a little fight. And then he's about to lose, and his buddy helps and stabs him with morphine, which has some effect, but not much. And then Mizanin grabs the axe that Curtis Axel brought and kills him with it.
Just gets him right in the side with it.
Right in the side.
It's brutal.
It's brutal. It's really good, though. And again, one of the better fight scenes in the movie, those two guys. So, yeah. All right. So from there, Bo Dallas is like, fuck it, I'm losing too many guys. I should get out of here. So he rounds up his bike, goes up to the front, and he meets his buddy Vincent, the yelling boss. And the guy says, what the hell are you going? And he's like, I killed the guy. We're good. We got justice. I'm getting out of here. Yeah. There were two guys. There was only one guy. I saw him on the video. There was two of them. There was a shooter and a driver. How could you be so stupid? And then that guy, which, by the way, we haven't been doing a southern accent the whole time, because up until now, it wasn't quite clear that he had one. Yeah. Now, he addresses the EMT and says, EMT, I just want you to know, we're going to come and get you. We're going to go floor by floor until we... And you were like, wait, what the fuck is going on?
See, I thought he had a much more southern gentlemanly thing going on. Like,
it was fucking...
Oh, Mike the Miz McGannon, you see? What we going to do here is come off through these floors and don't they find you, boy.
We're going to find you. We're going to kill you.
Oh, and then when we know, we're going to cook you on some alligator trippings.
That's like a Creole thing. Yeah. I like that it's evolving into different types of southern... yeah, so then they decide, and then he goes, you call back and you get recruits. I'm sorry, I'm not yelling. You go back and you get recruits, and you get a lot of bullets, and we're going to come and kill him. I don't know why they brought a lot of bullets. It's one guy.
Yeah, one or two guys They're really packed up for war.
They brought boxes of ammunition.
Crates of
ammunition.
They're throwing guns.
Not like everybody gets 5 clips. No. Everybody gets a crate of ammunition.
And also, giving everyone 5 clips would have been giving everyone 3 clips too many.
Exactly.
They're putting, like, light machine guns in these crates.
He had a full-on, the guy who ends up shooting him, Heath Slater, has a full-on light machine gun. Mm-hmm. That is a big-ass fucking gun. It has a box of ammo attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, these dudes are like, they're like packing up like Rambo to go after 2 dudes in a pickup truck.
God damn. So then they get there, and in the meantime, the Miz has figured out how to get in the elevator, which was a pretty smart idea, especially since the elevator is broken because there's no power, so it's a great place to hide. I think they should have just hidden there and shut the fuck up, and they would have been fine. But he's wanting to make the elevator work, so as he's working on it, they hear him, and then they all start trying to get in there. The Miz ends up killing another guy and trying to do that, but then he finally gets the elevator to work, and they end up going up to the amusement park.
Yeah.
And once they get up there, they split off. Bo Dallas goes with his buddy Gunner, and they're looking for him. Now, he activates 2 of the rides. He activates like a merry-go-round thing and the haunted house. This is why I wrote this down. Because he kills Gunner in the haunted house, and then Mizanin runs and finds some kind of power thing and switches power onto the whole park.
Yeah.
How did he turn on 2 rides if the rest of the park didn't have power?
They might have had localized power.
It made no damn sense.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
it was just fucking weird. So then from there, Mizanin slowly, he kills the Gunner guy. Now he's got 3 different machine guns. Mm-hmm. And I think after that he ends up killing 2 more guys.
Who's the guy who he kills? He has a fight with him and he ends up just like blowing his fucking brains out.
That's on top of the elevator.
That's on top of the elevator.
Yeah,
okay.
that was a great fight.
That was fucking awesome.
That
gun was monstrous too.
So that was a Desert Eagle.
That was a Deagle?
That was modified with a top that had like kind of this serrated top thing. And at one point it's fully automatic, which those are not. That's actually under goofs in the movie on IMDb. Somebody points out that the Deagle was fully automatic and they're not. And I was like, okay, come on, I don't give a shit. That's not. My only problem is if you make it fully automatic and then you go back and make it a regular, and then that part a little bugs me. But no, I was okay with the Deagle firing 2 or 3 shots.
Yeah,
because he didn't go full auto. It was like semi-auto. It was like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
But apparently they can't even do that. It's like bang. You have to like, cock it again.
Yeah.
And then in that fight, they get locked in a struggle, and he slowly turns his arm. And first he shoots him in the foot.
Yeah. Oh
and
man.
Then he brings
he eviscerates his foot.
Yeah.
That was rough.
That was pretty bad. And then he gets it all the way up close and just right to the edge of his chin and just blows his head off.
Oh,
it was badass.
That
really
was
good.
fucking cool. That was a cool part.
Yeah. And then from there we get to the amusement park. He gets the 3 guns. And then at one point the bad guys think they got him. Heath Slater shoots him with a light machine gun. And Bo Dallas says, "Oh, I got the other guy." Now there are 4 total gang members left. And when they get there, Bo Dallas is interrogating the prisoner, which the yelling guy has been telling him, "Don't interrogate him, just kill him, we need our vengeance."
Yeah.
And which even further plants in my head, oh yeah, this guy totally fucking did it. So they all get there, and he's asking him, "Who did it? Who sent you? You're not wearing tats." Yeah. And the guy's like, I don't know his name. And then he rolls up and he goes, "It was him." And the guy's like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Shoot him. Which, I mean, he could not have been more guilty, you know?
Yeah, right.
And he's like, "We were in cell block E together," and blah, blah, blah. And then his brother turns to him and goes, "You were in cell block E."
I kept expecting for, like, the Mark Wahlberg scene from The Happening, where he's like, "What? No."
What? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they realize that he was the bad guy all along. He goes to shoot his fellow gang members. After a quick explanation that, "I had to, the old man was weak." They go to shoot him, but the brother's like, "No, he's my blood, it should be me." And he pulls out a knife, and he stabs that guy in the chest about 20 times.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah.
That was fucked up, like...
Yeah.
He's on the ground, and the brother gets on top of him, and he says something like, "You're my blood, it has to be me." But then he just starts
"I'm doing this for the club, for the Legion," and just starts stabbing away.
Just stabbing the fuck. It's like, dude, just stab him in the neck or something.
Seriously.
Shoot him.
And then there's reaction shots from the other guys who were like, "Yeah."
He's just like, stabbing his fucking brother.
If anything, it's like, hey, if it's a brother that turned on the club, give him a somewhat honorable death. Just slit his throat or something. Right. Just be done with it. I thought that was a weird choice. Meanwhile, the guy they all came there to kill, still not dead, laying on the ground, and then they have a discussion about how they're going to kill him. They go to kill him, and then Bo Dallas, and this is when his acting just turned to shit, goes, "No, light him on fire. Yeah. Get that gasoline. We're going to make a barbecue."
Jesus Christ.
That's what I was like, God damn it. I really was angry at myself for enjoying his earlier performance. Because, for the rest of the movie, he is hamming this shit up to the nth degree.
God.
It's fucking awful. So as they're about to light him on fire, the Miz pulls up in the ambulance. They think it's the cops, but no, it's Miz. He shows up in an ambulance, and like I mentioned before, as he approaches them, turns all the way around, and then backs up to them with the ambulance, and then stops.
Didn't they think he was like dead by this point? Like he had been passed out?
He had been shot.
Yeah.
Heath Slater shot him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Heath Slater's sitting there watching him roll up in an ambulance.
Yeah.
And no one is like, hey, I thought you shot... To be fair, when they went and looked at the body, there were no gunshot wounds.
Yeah.
Even later on in the movie, where he lives, there's no gunshot wounds. So I don't know why he fell off of the little merry-go-round ride.
Oh, whatever.
So he pulls up in the ambulance. They all shoot at the back of the ambulance, which of course does not work. Mm-hmm. Ms. Andy kicks open the door, shoots the bald guy and the gas tank that they were about to use, which creates a nice big explosion.
Yeah.
Which at first I was like, where the fuck did that? And then I was like, oh no, that's right, he had a gas tank.
Mm-hmm.
Which I liked that. Anytime you're going to do some shit like that, just a couple lines of dialogue to lay the groundwork of, that's a gas tank, that means it can explode. Mm-hmm. And they did a good job like covering their asses, I thought, in terms of shit like this. Mm-hmm. So, by the way, the guys who wrote this also wrote a short called The Commuter that is not connected to the Liam Neeson movie, but that starred one Dev Patel.
No shit, really?
From Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a short. Yeah, and it sounded fucking amazing. You can go look at the cast for that later. But yeah, The Commuter short, written by the McHenry brothers, Rory McHenry and Ed McHenry.
Okay.
I'd like for them to write more of these because in terms of writing, I thought this is one of the better written ones they've done. So, anyway. So, from there, Cole gets in the back of the ambulance because of the explosion. The other two guys are down. Yeah. Miz goes and gets him, throws him in the back of the ambulance, has him sit down, goes to drive, and then as they start to pull away, Heath Slater chases them down on foot, drops his giant fucking gun, chases him down, jumps in the back of the ambulance. They start fighting, and he's like, and he goes, "Hey Jake, help me out!" As he's fighting the guy in the back, and it's like, Jake's driving the fucking car, bro.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, "Use that strap," and he goes, "Okay," and he uses the strap, and then he's like, "I don't know what to do," and he's trying to choke him, and he goes, "Jake, pull to the right real quick," and Jake gives a quick pull, and the guy's neck snaps.
Yeah,
pretty fucking dope.
That was cool. That was
pretty cool. I like that. Then for some reason the ambulance breaks down. I am not quite clear why that happened. Maybe the gunshots from earlier?
Maybe.
But then again, how did the gunshots not hit the Miz then if they were hitting the engine?
Maybe he didn't gas it up. His first day on the job, he didn't know.
See, I don't think it was his first day on the job. I don't know.
No, it was. She says it.
Oh, yeah?
His partner says it's his first day on the job.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Damn, that's a rough first day on your job.
Right.
Wasn't the security thing his first day on that job, too? I like this idea. He goes and gets a new job, and it's like, first day of the job. Oh, no! Shit just keeps happening. Then, if that's the case, I want him to continue having more jobs and just have, like, it's my first day here at Baskin-Robbins. Right, there's terrorists in the rocky road.
He keeps getting, like, less and less confrontational jobs so that there's less of a chance of it come in. He's like, I used to be a Marine. Now I work the fryer, but at least I have some safety inside this McDonald's. And then he's here. And he's like, fuck! We gotta protect this McDonald's.
He's like, Allahu Akbar McDonald's! And he's like, God damn it.
He's like, no!
And of course he takes the fryer and immediately dumps it on all the our Muslim faces are burning. It's terrible.
Oh, and it's like, it's pork fat in there. That's like,
they're going to hate that.
That is...
That'd be funny. You should say that line. You should dump it on and it's like, add insult to injury. That's pork fat. I am unclean and burning. Anyway. So the ambulance breaks down.
Instead of being like it's pork fat, he kills them and he just goes like, he smells it and goes, I don't think that's halal. And then he leaves.
Wonderful.
Or see you in hell, lol. That works out
that's
too.
Even worse. That's pretty bad.
See, that one works out too, because it's like halal, but it's also see you in hell, lol. He's killing it.
That's amazing. All right. So they end up in this abandoned building. I guess it's like an office building that's being constructed.
Yeah, I thought
I don't know why they did that.
Dude, I thought they were on the roof of the parking lot.
I don't know why they didn't just go... Yeah. I don't know why they didn't just, he didn't get him, at a different spot. Amusement parks are big. You can drive from one spot to another spot at an amusement park and still be in a fucking amusement park.
Especially... Sorry. While no one's there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought that would have been fine.
It's way easier to drive in an amusement park without 1,000 people. Also,
he finally tries to use his cell phone when they get to this building, which part of me was like, okay, you've been outside of the parking lot for a while, and that was the whole reason you couldn't use your cell phone before. Yeah. Was because of the parking garage. You should have been able to make a call this whole time. I don't know why we're...
This should have been step one.
Seriously, we're up to the roof. You know what? First thing we do, let me go and just make a call real quick. I should just call 911 and get this shit handled.
Right. So, it's not even a long number to dial.
Nope.
It's 911.
Oh, and your phone asks you to dial it even if you're not dialing it. Yeah. There's a little thing that says emergency call. Do you want to... Mm-hmm. Your phone wants you to make an emergency call. It is trying to help you do it.
This movie came out in 2017.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need his own phone. He can just go to unlock someone's emergency call.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the call they want you to make. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so they end up at this apartment at this construction building. I gotta say, this whole ending was really weak to me. Yeah, yeah. So they go up to the second floor, and they notice that Bo Dallas shows up on his motorcycle, still wanting to kill them both to revenge all of his gang buddies that have just died. And the Cole guy makes a noise up in the second floor, so Bo Dallas starts coming up, but there's a quick gunshot where both of them run out of bullets. And I realized, of course, they run out of bullets.
Like the Matrix.
Because now we're going to do this shit by hand. Which Bo Dallas is rocking a sweet, G18 from Call of Duty. Mm-hmm. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, fuck, it's one of those G18s. I love those guns. Those guns are fun as shit.
Those are badass.
Running around with just two of them and shit. Oh, I fucking love that. Oh, yeah. And you're, constantly changing clips because the clips go by and, which he had to do, too. It was like, oh, fuck, empty clip. Your clip is empty like that.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was funny that he was like, oh, I'm out of bullets, but he's wearing a bandolier, so he's actually covered in bullets.
Yeah.
It's but not these bullets. They were rifle bullets. They were really fucking long.
He's need to look cool.
Yeah.
How heavy that is.
They gotta be pretty heavy.
They're pretty heavy.
So, yeah. So then he runs upstairs. They have a quick fight. Again, a pretty good fight. The bad guy shoves him through sheetrock, climbs up on his face, and just starts punching the shit out of him. Did a really good job of it. And then again, we get treated to a nice little bit of bad acting as he takes Cole to the edge of the building and he's going to throw him off the top.
Yeah.
But has to talk to him about it. He's like, I'm going to take you and throw you off the top of this building, and then I'm going to find your family and I'm going to watch them burn. Just bad.
So why does he want to burn everyone?
I don't fucking know. None of it made sense. So anyway, right as he's about to do that, Mizanin gets up and now confronts him and immediately takes the crowbar that he was fighting him with and shoves it into the side of his leg. This is pretty badass. Although, the way that he did it, it didn't quite make sense how that angle would work.
I mean, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
I got over it. And tells him, you just cut your femoral artery. You'll bleed out in minutes without a tourniquet. And this is the part of the movie that I'm like, what the fuck? Because he's like, help me!
Do what's right!
Do what's right! It's your job!
Yeah.
And he fucking does! He takes his belt off, makes a tourniquet, and as he finishes it, the guy goes to knife him.
He looked pissed the whole... See, I would have liked it better if either... Well, I would have liked it better had he given him the tourniquet and then just left him there. Why does the guy have to knife him?
Yeah.
Why can't the...
Here's what I wanted. Do what's right. I just did.
Yeah.
And then take Cole and fucking leave.
Yeah, or do that. I mean, this guy should die, but he's the Hippocratic Oath and whatnot.
I guess.
Yeah.
That's why they were doing it. They were doing it because this is how fucking great he is.
The good guy can't...
He's such a good guy that he's willing to help the bad guy who's trying to kill him. And then, then he just kills him a second later.
Well, because... You kill the bad guy. If you kill the bad guy in a fight, then you're killing the bad guy as self-defense. If you hurt the bad guy and then he bleeds out later, it's kind of cold-blooded.
Sure.
I guess. But he's also the bad guy.
He's the fucking bad guy.
And you should be able to get away with that. But they were like, the audience won't like it. And I was like, what audience?
I think he could have, Do what's right. I just did.
Yeah.
Pick up Cole and leave the building.
Like, do what's right. Okay. Like, shoot him. Like,
you know what? Pick up Cole, have him start walking out. Right as they're coming down the stairs, the cops roll up. Now there's cars everywhere, and we get almost the identical scene
from Die
Hard, where now they're putting blankets around him, and they're just sitting there chilling. And then maybe Bo Dallas, like tries to jump off the top of the building with a knife or something. He has to take him out that way. That would have been fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have been totally down for that. I don't know.
Although when he threw him off the building, it was kind of cool.
Throwing him off the building was fucking cool.
There was some wrestling shit going on there. I was into it.
There was. You know what that was? And I just actually watched this. The Royal Rumble just happened. The Royal Rumble is a 30-man over-the-top battle royale where you have to throw a guy over the top rope. And often the way they do it is one hand on the back of the guy's trunks, the other hand on the back of the guy's head, and over the top. Yep. And he did exactly that.
Uh-huh. So, that was cool. I was into that. That was awesome.
And then when he explodes when he hits the ambulance, I thought that was weird. Not full on explodes like his body goes everywhere, but like clearly he had a balloon full of blood on his back, and when he hits the ambulance, that balloon goes off.
It's a little gratuitous.
Yeah. Also not horribly realistic.
Well, that's the problem is that if you're gonna show somebody land from falling off a building, it's either not going to look good enough or it's just going to be disgusting and over the top.
See, I thought they dented the ambulance. I thought that looked fine. Mm-hmm. Just make sure there's a dent in the ambulance.
Yeah.
And even that's somewhat unrealistic from, 15 feet up? I mean, they were on the second floor. Yeah. And the ambulance is already 10 feet tall.
Yeah. As we know, because it couldn't get under.
It couldn't get under. It's 8 feet 6 foot tall. Mm-hmm. That's right. They actually say, we're 8 feet 6. So, yeah. So then the cops come and everything's great and everything just works out. And then he hands Cole the picture of his kid. And that's the end of the movie. So
the picture that's covered in
blood.
Oh, my God.
And tells Cole, oh, and hey, you're going to go to jail now. And Cole's like, I'm cool to go to jail after all this shit.
Honestly, wouldn't you be? I'd be like, dude, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's already been to prison. He's like, man, it was way safer there.
Serious. Except for when this guy came to me and was like, I want you to kill the leader of my motorcycle club.
If you don't murder my motorcycle leader, I will kill your family. His whole character, he sounds like he's doing wrestling smack talk.
Yeah. Maybe that's what he was thinking. It was
he's like, oh, it's a WWE movie?
These wrestlers are going to be so impressed when they see me do this. I'm going to yell everything.
They're like, yeah, what the fuck is this guy
doing? He went and watched a bunch of, Ultimate Warrior videos from back in the day.
He's like, Marine J. Carter, come down!
Have you ever seen the old school Ultimate Warrior videos?
No, not.
Oh my God. I was talking to somebody about it here at work and I showed him one. I forgot how fucking nonsense they are. Mm-hmm. He gets on there and he goes, and then the spaceship came down and imparted the power unto me. And you're like, time out, what the fuck did you just say? He's like, and all the spirits of the earth will run forth into my veins. And you're like, what the fuck? His promos are insane. Mm-hmm. Which is fitting because after he retired from wrestling, he changed his legal name to Warrior. Uh-oh. Used to be Jim. Now it's Warrior.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And it was because he wanted...
Same last name?
No, just the name Warrior. Okay. It's a single name.
Got rid of it all.
He wanted to be able to do speaking engagements as Warrior. And WWE wouldn't let him use the term Ultimate Warrior because he left on bad terms because he's a huge cokehead and asshole. And he's also an ultra conservative. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to go do hate speeches at colleges and shit.
Sounds like the 80s.
Yeah. It was really bad. Towards the end of his life, they actually let him back into the club, and he got to be a UFC Hall of Famer. A week after he went into the Hall of Fame, he had a heart attack and died. Wow. Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, he's in good company in terms of wrestlers who have died. There's a lot of them. Yeah. And some of them, yeah. And the podcast I listen to, they end up talking about a bunch of them, and it's always, and it's hard too because a lot of them are really good friends of the guy who's the host.
Yeah.
And there's a couple times that he's gotten choked up talking about him and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I feel for him. That's really fucking upsetting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't imagine most wrestlers die well.
No. None of them. I mean, even the ones that, they just did one about Roddy Piper, who had a heart attack in his sleep at 50-something. Mid-50s. Mm-hmm. Just has a heart attack and dies. And he had talked to him the night before. He was the last person to speak to him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. His daughter called and they were like, we're pretty sure you're the last one he talked to. He left him a voicemail. He didn't get the call.
Damn.
But he finishes the voicemail, and they're just friends. But he finishes the voicemail with, all right, love you, buddy. Talk to you soon.
Jeez.
And yeah, and it's like, holy shit.
That's fucking rough.
Yeah, it's amazing. But that's the end of this movie. That's the end of our WWE movie thing. Until, because I went and checked on this, the Marine 6. It's been announced. It's coming out. We don't exactly know when. Interesting thing. So this movie, Marine 5, the Marine 5 was announced to be being made on May 27th, 2016. Production started June 1st, 2016.
That sounds about right.
4 days later. Yeah, they were like, we're making a movie. And they were like, wow, so in like a couple months? No, like Tuesday.
Like, oh, so you've been in pre-production. We've been in what? We're just filming.
Cameras are rolling. No, but at the same time, again, we are saying this is one of the better ones they've made. Yeah. But the next one will feature one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I had a chance to see this guy at WrestleMania 19. In fact, I actually got to see him wrestle another one of my favorites, him versus Chris Jericho.
Nice.
Fucking amazing. Cool. And female wrestler Becky Lynch, who I've also seen. She's really talented as a wrestler. I don't know how she is as an actor. Shawn Michaels has actually already done 2 movies for the WWF. But we have not talked about either of them because they're not action movies in any way whatsoever.
Damn.
One of them is called Pure Country Strong or Pure Country Pure Heart. Pure Country Pure Heart is one of them. Terrible. It's pretty bad. I watched a clip of it and I was like, oh my god, and I just completely passed. The other one was called, and this is the one I actually did download and I just haven't watched it yet. It's on Netflix now though. The Resurrection of Gavin Stone.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
We had that in theaters.
Yeah, that came to theaters. In fact, that's the first time I heard about it was in theaters. I heard about it when I was looking at this list. I was looking at the list of movies that are coming out, and I saw that was on there. So, oh wow, he's actually got... Shawn Michaels has another movie coming out that I'm now super, super into seeing called Avengers of Justice. Avengers of Justice Farce Wars, which comes out in 2018. I now desperately want to see this movie. Holy shit, what is that? So yeah, okay, but terrible. Looking at Shawn Michaels' movie career, he had Pure Country, Pure Heart. That came out in 2017. And then he also had The Resurrection of Gavin Stone. That came out in 2016. Both of these movies had Christian kind of overtones to them. Were very much about Christians. Oh, yeah. Also in Pure Country, Pure Heart, Chico, California native Amanda Detmer.
No,
she was one of the stars of the movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, also Willie Nelson, Ronnie Cox. Ronnie Cox from, Total Recall and Deliverance and all kinds of fucking great movies.
Yeah. Total Recall. Oh, fucking love Bryan Cranston.
No. The other one.
Oh, sorry. Fucking love Colin Farrell.
The good Total Recall.
Kate Beckinsale. Was that a movie with both Kate Beckinsale and Jessica Biel?
I don't think there could be, because they're the same person.
That's why I think Total Recall was fucking crazy.
Okay, hold on. Holy shit, I want to see this movie. When is this coming out?
I don't know.
Oh my god. So I'm looking right now at the cast list for Avengers of Justice Farce Wars. It stars Amy Smart as Jean Wonder, which I'm guessing is Jean Grey in Wonder Woman. Simon Rex as Dark Jokester, which I'm guessing is the Joker. Jeff Chase as Thorbaka, which I'm guessing is a cross between Thor and Chewbacca, which I really want to fucking see now.
Yeah, I think the Dark Jokester is like a Darth Vader Joker thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Tony Cavallero as Beaverine. I'm not sure what the beaver part is. Shawn Michaels plays Incredible Master Yoga.
I wish I was dead.
Stephen Ron, what's his name? From The League, Stephen Ranazisi is playing Super Bat.
Oh, that's the guy that lied about being in the tower during 9/11.
Oh, shit.
He lied about working at Goldman Sachs one of the towers during 9/11, and Goldman Sachs were like, we never had office space there.
Oh, shit.
That came out during, the last season of The League, too.
Oh, fuck.
This guy's been telling this story for almost 20 years.
Holy shit. Jeez. There's also a character named Tony Starch. Somebody named the Clown Trooper. Lando Fury. Spider Cat. Emperor Purple Guy, Lisp Luther, more Clown Troopers, El Capitan South America, Rhea Ball Kid, and somebody named Teller. Yeah, that movie sounds awesome. But the movie we're talking about is The Marine 6 Close Quarters, which will feature once again Mike the Miz Mizanin as Jake Carter. Shawn Michaels will play another Marine named Luke Trapper.
Oh, he's going to be his partner in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to team up.
God, Luke Trapper. That is a terrible, terrible name for any character in a movie.
Jake Carter and Luke Trapper.
See, Jake Carter is like, that's an obvious movie character.
Yeah.
But it's not a cheesy, obvious movie character.
Works.
It's just a name. It's one of those like, that's a name and that's a name. Yeah, go with that.
Yeah.
Maddie Hayes. Also just a name. That's a fine name.
Yeah.
That's going to be, her real name is Rebecca Quinn. But her wrestling name is Becky Lynch. And then I'm looking to see if there's anybody else that I recognize.
That'd be real name of her. That'd be real great if her real name was Rebecca Lynch, but her wrestling name was Becky Lynch.
Or any faces I recognize. Anybody? I mean,
what about heels?
No, I'm not seeing anybody in this. Yeah, so far there's a whole bunch of people in this that I've never heard of. It's the same director as Marine 5. So same director, different writer. Plot summary: Jake Carter and another former Marine, Luke Trapper, join forces to rescue a kidnapped girl from a gang of international criminals. So here's how I think this goes. Mizanin's going to be doing whatever, and he's going to get a call from Luke Trapper. Luke Trapper, I'm guessing, was not his partner, because Shawn Michaels is about 20 years older than Mizanin. He's going to be maybe his instructor, or maybe his former superior officer.
An old friend.
An old friend. And he's going to be like, I need your help, bro. I got my daughter has been taken captive by international, and I needed help. I don't know who else to turn to. And he's going to turn to The Miz, and then they're going to go after him and kill him. So that's my thesis for this movie.
Do you think Miz bangs the daughter?
I think Miz and the daughter have a romantic moment, but
you're not going to stop to full on bang.
I don't think they're going to full on bang. No,
I think they are.
I don't think they will, because
I'm saying it right now.
Here's the thing: Shawn Michaels, remember, has only made movies up till now that have very Christian things. When he came back to WWE later in his career, after he'd almost broken his back around WrestleMania 14, he left to get treated for the back injury. When he left, he was a drug-addled, womanizing, crazy man. And when he went away and came back, he had Bible verses on his shirt. His first wrestling match, his gear was a pair of jeans, his own personal boots, he's from Texas, and a t-shirt with Galatians 3:66 on it.
You know what we call that?
Huh.
He went Alec to Steven. You never go Alec to Steven. Okay? Never go Alec to Steven.
Nice.
You don't want to make that backdraft stop, you know?
Exactly.
Good Lord.
It's funny there's the whole cast that's listed, and then it says, do you want to see the full cast? And when you click on that, it just shows you the exact same people. Yeah. So, yeah, interesting stuff.
Oh, wait, backdraft was Billy Baldwin.
Really? God, you'd think that mattered.
You know what the worst part about backdraft is?
What's that?
How great the cast is.
I mean, who else was in the cast?
Yeah,
Kurt Russell.
You got Kurt Russell, Billy Baldwin, Scott Glenn.
Time out. Right off the bat, you're killing it.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
Scott Glenn, Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Wow.
Donald Sutherland, and Robert De Niro.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
that movie is fucking stacked. And Billy Baldwin.
So I was looking at the goofs and the bullshit of this. Not too many interesting things there. Trivia. The only piece of trivia is that it started shooting 4 days after it was announced. There's not a lot of stuff out there on how much the movie cost or anything. The runtime, of course, is almost exactly 90 minutes, as is normal for WWE movies.
Nice.
They really like to have that stuff, 90 minutes and out.
Yeah. I assume it was.
You don't got time for this shit. You got stuff to do. Monday Night Raw is on. Go watch that. So yeah. So all right. Well, that was the end of our WWE Films run. We still don't technically have a direction going forward in terms of what we're going to be watching next. It might end up just being '80s action movies, and we'll both start just submitting ideas for stuff. Or here's the thing. Here's what we really want. We'd really like one of you listeners to tell us where to go. More than anything, that's what we want. So, if you have an idea, if you have a spot that you want us to go look, if you have movies that you want us to go check, even just a direction. Like, if you just want us to go watch all the Bruce Willis movies, tell us to do that. We'll fucking do it. Noah's shaking his head. Noah's
I'm gonna cry.
Please don't. Please don't do that.
Don't make me do that.
Hey, he was in Ocean's 12.
No!
It's a cameo. He played himself. It's a great part.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
I bet it was.
It's on Netflix. Check it out. Have you not seen the Ocean movies?
That's the one? Is it Catherine Zeta-Jones in Oceans 2?
No,
12?
Catherine Zeta-Jones is Oceans. Oh no, yeah.
And
yeah.
and everyone goes, "Oh, you look just like Catherine Zeta-Jones," and that's why Bruce
No,
Willis
it's Julia
is in it,
Roberts.
right? Julia Roberts, that's the part.
Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Because Julia Roberts was actually in the first one. In the second one, they actually pull a trick where they say, "You know who she kind of looks like?"
Julia Roberts.
And in the early on in the second one of them, Matt Damon goes to say it to Brad Pitt, and he goes, "Hey, did you ever notice that she kind of looks like?" And Brad Pitt goes, "Oh, don't ever say that. Don't ever say that." And he's like, "What? Why?" And he goes, "It's not in my nature to be mysterious, but I can't tell you, and I can't tell you why."
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking great.
Nice.
And then they end up doing it, and this is why they meet Bruce Willis, is that he sees Julia Roberts in the hotel and, goes to hang out with her. Because, of course, they're friends.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And he goes, "Hey, did a rumor leave her SpongeBob blanket at your house?" Yeah, it's fun.
Is it?
I'm telling you, the Ocean movies are fucking great. 11 and 13 are two of my favorite movies of all time. So, anyway, so that is the end of the show for this week. Thank you guys so much. Email us with ideas that you have. It's diehardonablank@gmail.com. We will watch whatever movie you tell us to. We are your fucking monkeys. So, anyway, thanks so much for listening, everybody. Good night, motherfuckers.
Good night, motherfuckers. God, everything you say to me is upsetting.
Okay, mic test. Testing mics.
Hi, my name's Mike the Mizanin. Are you testing me now?
I would never test Mike the Mizanin.
I might.
You know why?
Why?
Because he's awesome!
I'm awesome. Who's awesome? I'm awesome. I'd test him because I want to see if he can pass.
Pass gas.
Hey. Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts? They're still going to put Marine 6. They're actually going to put the words Marine 6 on it. Instead of just Marine close quarters, they're actually going to put 6 on it. I also like how technically there were 6 wrestlers in the movie, but one of them was like a throwaway.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of a...
Which one was that?
The one that gets killed at the very beginning of the movie.
He has a name. I don't know.
Oh, Maurice?
Gonzalez?
No, that wasn't the wrestler. That was
No,
an old
I mean
man.
the character's name.
Yeah, that was just an old man. No, but the lady in the car crash?
Yes.
She was a wrestler.
Okay.
That's Mike's wife.
Mike the Miz
That's Ms. Mizanin.
There was a car crash in this movie?
At the very beginning of the movie, they respond to a car crash and they try to save a woman. And she
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That is Maurice Mizanin. God damn it, their names are alliterative.
I believe you mean my lovely Maris.
No, it's Maurice.
Oh, damn.
I mean, how would you...
I'd say Maris.
You can still say Maris?
That's just because I love Frasier. #
Okay.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Did you know that he was British? The dad was British.
I found that out when he died.
Yeah. No, I'm reading the Fox News article on it and I'm like, wait, he was British? It's like, no one's going to go nuts.
Dude,
He's going to be like, I told you they were British.
He was also only 50 when they started Frasier.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty young.
So,
he was the same age as Kelsey Grammer.
He is 15 years younger than Kelsey Grammer.
Younger?
Yeah, or older.
Okay. I was like,
yeah, he was born in 1940. Kelsey Grammer was born in 55.
Well, now he's not.
So.
Any older?
No. So at some point, Kelsey Grammer will be older than him.
Kelsey Grammer will catch up.
Yeah, in 15 years, Kelsey Grammer will be his age.
How'd you come with that number?
Because he's 15 years younger.
I'm not following.
Well, he's now dead and will no longer age.
Okay.
Kelsey Grammer is 15 years younger.
Okay.
So in 15 years from now, he will match up, and Kelsey Grammer will be 77.
Kelsey Grammer's going to die in 15 years?
No, but he's going to be 77 in 15 years.
He's going to die when he's 77?
Possible. All right.
Are we podcasting?
This is still sound check. I don't know what we're doing.
Sound check.
Right, yeah, we should check the sounds. I gotta say, this movie made me wonder why they don't put, like, when they're doing their movies, why there's not more wrestlers.
There's never enough wrestlers.
Well, especially when it's their movie. So, interesting thing too, on IMDb they use their real names.
Oh yeah.
So it's not Bo Dallas, it's Taylor Rotunda, and it's not.
Wait.
Yeah.
His real name is Rotunda.
His real name is Rotunda.
That's pretty cool.
And actually, it's kind of cool because two of the wrestlers that were in this, one is a third generation, which we should save this for the fucking podcast, but
yeah.
And actually, one of the other ones, one of the young ladies, is a relative of The Rock.
Oh, really? Dwayne The Rock?
Mm-hmm.
Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
I know him.
The same. That's a funny one. All right.
Hashtag DOS Rock.
Okay.
Okay.
What? Yeah.